So a while back, I managed to get my hands on the Generation SoundWave, and while I loved the toy, there was always this little part of me that was like, man, it just needs to be bigger. Boom! Hasbro delivered. Welcome to the video review of Generation's Fall of Cybertron Voyager class SoundWave. I don't know how many times as a Transformers fan I've really wanted Hasbro to do something really cool, and it just hasn't happened. But occasionally when it does, I just have to revel in its awesomeness. And here it is. Unlike a lot of the Transformers toys lately that have been dwindling in both size and quality, this thing steps it up quite a bit. There aren't a lot of things I dislike on this toy, so let's get them out of the way to begin with. First of all, I prefer the shape of the original Generation SoundWave. It was a lot lower to the ground, a lot more streamlined, and just felt a lot more like the game model. Also, I don't like the front end on this one as much. It's still cool, it's just not as awesome as the original. On that note, the instructions would lead you to believe that the alt mode is meant to look like this. Actually, it's set on a hinge so that you can pull this part forward, and it looks quite a bit better. It's still not as good as I'd like, but still a great toy. Also, positioning this properly will help hide Soundwave's head a little bit better. There's a gimmick activated by sliding this forward, and as a result, there's this big red switch thing here, and it really messes with the whole top end of the toy. And there's nothing else red on it really except this. It just stands out too much. Although it's nice that you can mount the Gatling gun up here on top. Another problem, where this one isn't as low to the ground as Streamlined, it also has this big box of underkibble crap on it. It's not too bad, and it helps make the thing look bulkier, but Other than that, just a couple of paint apps it could use, much like the old one could have, and this toy's great. Whereas this alt mode isn't as accurate as I'd like it to be, a lot of the elements are a lot better. First of all, the knee pads from the last one don't hang down as low, so this thing can actually back up on carpet. I also love that they painted these back here. It really helps accent the fact that these could be like vents or thrusters and make this guy go into a super boost mode. Whereas the previous toy lacked a lot of the purple accents that made the game model so cool, this one makes up for it by having clear tires, and the windscreen's purple as well. Although the old one was, but still, it's nice just to still have it. One of the gimmicks that's brought over from robot mode is this right here. You push this button, and the front flips down. He comes with a data disc laser beak that can fold up and fit in there, and this little gimmick pushes it out. The only problem is the laser beak gets stuck in the end, and you really have to jam it forward to get him to pop out of there, which is kind of upsetting. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. So here's Laserbeak, and for what he is, he's actually pretty good. His robot mode isn't as much of an homage to the G1 version as I would like, but who can complain? It's a little Laserbeak that pops out of Soundwave's chest. Instead of turning into a cassette tape, he turns into this round data disc thing that, for some reason, reminds me a lot of Bakugan. There's a little button on the back that when you activate the mechanism on Soundwave, it pushes the button. And while I know you didn't probably see that, it automorphs Laserbeak into his bird mode. It's pretty good, although it can't mount anywhere on Soundwave, and that would have been nice. The size really makes the whole thing. And I hate to be that kind of a collector, but in this case, this thing really did need to be huge. So good job, Hasbro. I really don't have much else to say about this mode. It looks awesome. If you like this one, you're gonna need this one. It's at a good price point right now. It feels good. It transforms almost exactly the same. It's just all in all a great alt mode, great color scheme, and great improvement on the previous version. Here's Soundwave in his robot mode. Like I said before, the transformation's almost exactly the same. From the folding flaps here, to the way the hands fit inside the forearms here, to the way the legs form the back of the vehicle and these rotate to get the wheels on the ground. Everything about it, just almost exactly the same. The only real difference about this one is that the top of the truck doesn't make up the bottom of the feet, it ends up on back. And thank God for the way these wheels fit back here. It's so much better than the original. It really doesn't have much to do with the transformation, but instead of having ball jointed ankles, it's just a swivel. The chest forms a little better, it's a lot more fluid and very boxy like G1 Soundwave. It's got some better paint apps like having gold on the barrel here and on his shins. He ends up with a little bit of kibble because of the gimmick, but it's not too bad. Also, this one's head sculpt is infinitely better than the deluxe version, and it features some wicked light piping. The head still swivels, although it's super tight, and it's better to take this gun off when you're trying to do it, because damn. Major complaint about this toy. The box shows us that he comes with another gun. It's even in the instructions that he has it, but it was nowhere in the box. I spent a long time looking for it, thinking I dropped it, but in fact, Hasbro just decided to leave it out at the last minute. No one knows why. I'm upset too. But I guess he's fine without it. And I guess he can still hold the original's gun, which looks okay, I guess. Strangely, his left hand has the trigger finger, where his right hand is just a fist. Although both hands can hold guns. Not that it matters, because he doesn't come with a handheld one anyway. Sure enough, you can put the shoulder cannon in, but that's not where it goes. The button that activates his chest flap is right here in the robot mode, and it's cool that it's still accessible in vehicle mode. You can't really store Laserbeak inside in this robot mode because when you do, you have to pull the gimmick back, and it's just sticking out his back like this. It doesn't look very good. Hopefully his other data disc counterparts don't require so much force to get him out of his chest. This thing is an awesome robot mode. It's really tall. It stands taller than most Voyagers. It's on par with the Movieverse Ratchet in size. It's solid. It's got a great paint job, a continued great transformation scheme from the original. There's nothing about this toy that I think any Transformers collector wouldn't want. In conclusion, this is a fantastic robot mode. If you like anything about Generation Soundwave, and if you have the original, get this one. It improves a lot on the original design. It looks amazing. It's a fantastic homage to the original Soundwave, a fantastic rendition of the game version, and just a great toy in general. I give this thing an easy 9 out of 10, and it's going to look great on your shelf, whether that's next to your game guys, your movie guys, or your G1 guys. This thing is fantastic on all levels, and I totally recommend it. This has been the video review for Fall of Cybertron Soundwave and Laserbeak, and thank you for watching.